Hello everyone and welcome to our digital SUSECON session. This is a case study about how Fujitsu Finland has productized a container as a service offering. My name is Olli Tuominen and I will be your co-presenter today with Mika from Fujitsu. Couple of words about myself. I'm working as a sales engineer and located in Finland. I have also a history with Fujitsu as I have been working there as a data center operator. But that's about me. Next, Mika, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Mika. I'm working as an architect on Fujitsu Finland multi-cloud team. I've been part of the Fujitsu family over 20 years now and been working with different technical roles as expert, engineer and architect. Currently I'm working on this CaaS project.
Thank you, Mika. And let's continue with the agenda. Next slide.
So,
next slide, please.
It's on the screen now.
Okay.
You don't see it. Okay.
It takes a little bit of time, so we will go through following topics in this session. First, Mika will introduce Fujitsu. Secondly, we will talk about how on-prem and cloud differentiate from each other. Thirdly, we will show you one part of the outcome of productizing process, technical blueprint for production. And lastly, we will summarize the lesson and learnings. So Mika, go ahead and tell us about Fujitsu.
Yeah. Fujitsu Finland is your local partner with global reach. Fujitsu itself is #1 in Japan, globally on the top 10 ICT companies. We have over 132,000 employees globally. Finland has 2,300 employees. Our key customer segments are government, healthcare, manufacturing, key values, responsibility, co-creation. We have several business areas, digital business solutions, intelligence enterprise, application and multi-cloud team, which I'm part of, modern workplace services and products. The global Fujitsu has an agenda of data-driven digital transformation, targeting to safe and secure mobile society, system modernizations, innovation for manufacturing. For those targets, we have tooling like strong artificial intelligence, machine learning approach, data-driven decision-making, multi-cloud strategy. That's our basic building blocks for building personalized experience for end users and companies.
Thank you, Mika. Yeah, next slide, please. So, Mika, can you tell us what was the Fujitsu's main driver for creating a container as a service offering?
Okay. The current environment in ITC is software driven. The future is software driven. Companies are seeking advance from customized processes and software supporting those processes. Many consumer products are already itself a software, or at least part of the software has a major role on it. All these new products and innovations require backend environments and supporting software platforms. Agile methods are gaining popularity among developers, and modern architecture supports it. Modern application stacks are often complicated and require a lot of attention during setup. All those requirements and changes in application deployment require automation to be successful. Containers have been have developed in the standard way of software delivery. Multi-cloud support and hybrid support is needed to avoid cloud vendor login or any environments where public cloud adoption is not an option. Solution needs to support transparent transition between multi-cloud development and on-premise production. To support all those goals, you need to have a managed offering to offload platform-related matters from developer teams. This enables dev teams to concentrate on application testing. That's a basic background for our solution and drivers for our solution or service.
That's a challenging world nowadays. So next slide, and what kind of challenges you were seeing on the container management area?
Containers itself are complicated creatures to nurture and keep them alive and kicking, especially when you have an application stack that needs a high availability or has a flexible capability requirements. If the application stack is changing, you need to configure the platform itself. So the configuration part of the platform is complicated. Security management on the ingress and egress traffic is challenging. You need to do it in the operating system level, as the whole governance is done on the operating system level. There's no separation from application and operating system that you are using under your containers. The platform itself doesn't support the plain container platform doesn't support high availability as a default. You need to build that in, and that creates a more complicated systems. The management and plumbing between those hosts and applications is complicated. And those are the main issues on the container environment. So to help on this, overcome these obstacles or challenges, the container orchestration has been created or developed on the IDC environments. So, and the Kubernetes has won this orchestration battle. Kubernetes provides high availability by default. If the underlying operating system or hardware crashes or otherwise doesn't work as expected, the Kubernetes itself push the containers on the new host and create a new set of working containers to continue with the application of course, the application stack itself needs to support on that behavior. It also provides your governance level for application owners and developers. So you don't need to connect on the underlying host and control it with a traditional Linux tooling, but you can use the Kubernetes tools and control plane to control your application, your stack. So you can separate concerns on this level. So that's the Kubernetes, what's bringing in Kubernetes bring on the container management.
Mm-hmm.
So Fujitsu has packaged the container as a service with one target. You need to we create a managed Kubernetes service that's available from on-premise to multi-cloud environments, and even on the edge, with the same feel, same taste. It's the same Kubernetes environment on all those supported platforms. That makes the transparent software development possible. You can create your application stack on the cloud environment, and if your data requires on-premise handling, you can bring up the application without any modification on the on-premise environment. That brings a transparent view and development pipelines on your dev teams, and that's the main innovation on our approach to the Kubernetes. So the Kubernetes is itself as described easily as a framework. It has multiple components, and each major player on modern ICT environment is providing some kind of support for Kubernetes. You can find multiple different network or storage provider configurations. Load balancing on each environment is different, and all those components create a rich environment to play with, but it has a cost for you to go through all the configuration combinations if you want to create an application stack that is portable between those providers or between the different setups of Kubernetes itself. What we did is basically handpicked the components that are available on all our supported environments, our platforms, as I said, and bring those components together, test them together, and provide a support for those components. This enables the transparent migration of application stacks to different platforms on multi-cloud, hybrid IT, or on-premise environments. Once created, you can deploy it on all the supported platforms. Feels like same Kubernetes, tastes like same Kubernetes. It has to be same Kubernetes, as I said before.
Okay, that's really cool concepts. And if I oversimplify this, so you are taking your customer pain away and provide them a value so they can concentrate the business and values they bring their end customer. That's very cool. So how would you see the difference between on-prem and cloud? Can you explain this if we are talking about managed service provider point of view?
If we look at our service in on-premise environments, I've created an image about the different high-level components and who's managing for them. On the upper side, you see the managed by customer side. That's basically application development team, supporting teams and things like that. Mostly related about the application. Under that, there's managed by Fujitsu. If the environment is on-premise or on our capacity or other non-public cloud environments, there's a layer that we provide that are facing to the customer. And under that, you find a operating system, network configurations, stuff like that. You find privilege access management layers. You find a traditional computer foundation services, compute, storage, network, and then you have a data center infrastructure. That's what we are managing. And if we compare this image to the image with the environment of the public cloud, it's a pretty much same image, only the lower end is a bit different. There's a cloud provider, foundation services, and the cloud provider infrastructure. That's public cloud part. What we provide is the same view for applications teams. The upper layer is pretty much the same. So this enables us to be transparent to the regarding the platform we are operating. Of course, we need to communicate with the cloud provider and provide all those services on top of the cloud provider, as we do on-premise environments also. So on that part, our business is a bit same, but for application point of view, it's the same thing.
Okay, so same look and feel from on-prem to cloud. That's really cool. So let's go next slide. So now that we have heard about the key points that you need to consider on-prem and cloud, you would need the robust Kubernetes platform that supports all those needs. And CaaS platform is that platform. With SUSE CaaS platform, which you can concentrate to provide high quality service top of it. And it doesn't need to worry about the boring stuff like updates, lifecycle, and so on. So SUSE covers that part. So what does SUSE do best? SUSE simplify, so Fujitsu can work their best. SUSE modernize, so Fujitsu can support all their customers and with all their digitalization needs. And SUSE accelerate, so Fujitsu can serve their end customer faster than before. Next slide, please. Just to mention a few the functionalities that SUSE CaaS platform includes and which helps Fujitsu to create service what they are providing. Automated installation and configuration to be able to scale service for several customers. Automation is needed for deployment and configuration and customization for each customer. SUSE CaaS platform provides cloud-native tools like Terraform that can be easily automated. This reduces administrative and maintenance work. For enterprise component support, there are several projects where SUSE involves and has been adopted to SUSE container as a service platform, so SUSE can provide enterprise level 24/7 support. And also one of the key enabler for this project has been SUSE's premium support service, like consultancy, that has helped Fujitsu to create the special role-based access control roles that fit for their use case and needs, just to mention a few of them. So next slide, please. So every company has their own productizing process. We don't touch so much in this presentation, but whatever you choose, SUSE will support you. To simplify our collaboration together with Fujitsu, we have arranged several workshops where one of the key outcomes was the technical blueprint of the service. Let's deep dive with that. So Mika, can you explain it more?
What we have over here is a high-level technical architecture of the Kubernetes production environment. On the left-hand side, we have a management plane access. To have a high availability built in, you need to have a load balancing for the management access. You need to have your master in servers prepared and installed so that the high availability is in place. That pretty much comes by default with the SUSE CaaS installation process. What we added on the process on the environment is customer access for either via LDAP or Active Directory, so the customer can log in on the system with their own accounts and manage their own account information. We created infrastructure services to support these Kubernetes requirements. We created added log management. We added monitoring, which is as a separate service on the Kubernetes stack. It provides, if necessary, full stack view for environment, including platform and the application environment. We create configure and set up the storage interface, so there's a persistent storage available for the application stack. On the upper side of the image, you have your end users clients, which require load balancing access to your application. We provided ingress controller and network policies shared firewall for your application needs, so you can control which service can communicate with outer world and how. Then there's a bunch of Kubernetes services. There's a Helm installer, internal DNS RBAC, access control, etc. All these components are printed in, tested, and verified that they work together as intended, and that's the high-level approach for our solution. Of course, in the middle of the image you have the computing nodes. For those can be added or removed from the Kubernetes environment pretty easily, and so the environment can be scaled from 3 to up to 240 nodes.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. So next slide. So we have heard what, why, and how you can build your container as a service offering. But Mika, can you give us your lessons and learning through this process?
As a takeaways, I would say that containers are the next wave of software deployment. Kubernetes is de facto standard on container orchestration and management. It's kind of hard to create a Kubernetes specifications that you can use as is on multiple different platforms. Fujitsu can provide a managed Kubernetes service from on-premise to edge that can be used seamlessly on different platforms. And our standard service interfaces from Kubernetes point of view make application deployment a breeze on several different platforms. That's what I would say are the key messages from this presentation.
Thank you, Mika. I would like to thank you and everyone who is online and who attended to this session, and enjoy your rest of the Digital SUSECON session. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks from Tampere. See you.
See you.